Hi everybody, in this video, let's look at your Form 4 Ag Math textbook, Chapter 2, Mastery Practice, page 66. So in this video, I'm going to discuss with you some of the questions here. Question number 6, question number 9, and also question number 11. Now, let's look at question number 6 first. Find the range of the value of x for x squared minus 7x plus 10 is greater than 0. And also, x squared minus 7x is less than or equal to 0. Hence, solve the inequality for x squared minus 7x is greater than negative 10 and less than or equal to 0. Now, let's look at this part first. X squared minus 7x plus 10 is greater than 0. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do the factorization for this part. Okay, I hope that you still remember how do we do the factorization. If you cannot do it mentally, you can, if the number, let's say, is a little bit big, you can actually use a calculator to help you, or you can do it this way. Now, what multiplied by what, you will get x squared, so definitely will be x times x, right? And these two multiplied together must give us positive 10. So I will choose, I just ignore about the positive first, just think about 10. 2 and 5. Cross multiplication, so this will give us 2x, this will give us 5x. And then these two add up together must be equal to negative 7x. So I start to think, what sign should I put here? Negative, negative, positive, positive, or negative, positive, or and so on. So in this situation, I'm going to choose a negative and negative, right? Negative 2x plus negative 5x, I will get negative 7x. Correct. If this is negative, here will be negative. If this is negative, here will be negative. Okay, now let's double check our combinations. X times x, you will get x squared, correct? And these two multiply together, you get positive 10, correct? And these two add up together, you get negative 7x. So it means that this combination is correct. Okay, now I'm going to let this whole thing equal to 0. So I know that x minus 2 is equal to 0, or x minus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2, and this is x is equal to 5. So now, in order to get the range of the x, I'm going to sketch a graph for y is equal to x squared minus 7x plus 10. So this is x-axis. We don't have to draw the y-axis. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. So what is this graph? This graph is actually, the graph of y, but in the exam we don't have to label, it's okay. So y is equal to x squared minus 7x plus 10. Now, go back to our inequality. We want this thing is greater than 0. It means this part and this part, right? Therefore, the range of x for this inequality will be x is less than 2 or x is greater than 5. Okay, so this is the answer for this quadratic inequality. Now let's go to the second quadratic inequality. X squared minus 7x is less than or equal to 0. So same thing, do the factorization. I'm going to factorize the x out. X minus 7. Okay. Now let x times x minus 7 is equal to 0. We know that x is equal to 0, or x minus 7 is equal to 0. X is equal to 7. Same thing, I'm going to draw a graph. I just need to sketch a graph. Okay, so this is y equal to x squared minus 7x. 0 and 7. So this will be 0. This will be 7. And now let's go back to the inequality. We want less than or equal to 0. Therefore, we know that this part, right? And now we know the range of x will be x is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 7. So this is a range of x for this quadratic inequality. Now let's go to this one. We want to solve the inequality for this one. So this is actually the combination of two quadratic inequality. Negative 10, okay, the x squared minus 7x is greater than negative 10 and less than or equal to 0. So I'm going to break this into two parts. The first will be x squared minus 7x is greater than negative 10. Okay, and x squared minus 7x is less than or equal to 0. X squared minus 7x is less than or equal to 0. So I'm going to solve this two parts and I need to combine their answer together. Now, this one, when I move the negative 10 over here, you will actually get this one. So this is exactly the same as this one, right? So we know the answer, the range of the x for this inequality will be this. X is less than 2 or x is less or x is greater than 5. Okay, this is the answer for this part. Now let's go to the second part, which is over here. X squared minus 7x is less than or equal to 0. Now you will notice that this is exactly the same as this one. We know the answer. The answer is x is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 7. Now x squared minus 7x, these two need to be greater than negative 10, at the same time need to be less than or equal to 0. Means that we want to find the common regions of the answer here and here. So what do we need to do is we just draw a number line. Oh, let me use this one. We just need to draw a number line and then we label all the value here into this number line. Start from the smallest, which will be 0, and then 2, 5, 7. Okay, so x is less than 2. Okay, x is greater than 5. So if you want to write the inequality like this, you can write. If you don't want to write, it's okay. Now this is x is less than 2. This is x is greater than 5. So how about this one? Now be careful here. This one we have the equal sign. So when we draw the line, we need to put a circle and we shade it. X is greater than 0 or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 7. So this is x is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 7. Now we want to find the common regions of this two inequality. So it will be here and here. So our final answer will be x is greater than or equal to 0, less than 2. Okay, be careful, no equal sign here. Or x is greater than 5, no equal sign, less than or equal to 7. Okay, this is our answer for question number 6. Now let's go to question number 9. A boat moved 24 kilometers to the east and the water current was 3 kilometers per hour. So the question doesn't tell us the direction of the water current, so I would just assume that the water current also 3 kilometers per hour to the east as well. So the to and fro journey took 6 hours. So to and fro journey means that go there and go back. So totally took 6 hours. So find the velocity. Here I'm going to change this to speed. I'm going to change this to speed. Okay, we want to find the speed of the boat in kilometer per hour if the boat maintains its uniform speed. Uniform speed means that in the entire journey, go and back using the same speed. The speed doesn't change. Okay, let me draw a diagram for you. Go here, and the distance travel is 24 kilometers to the east. So the boat go here with a velocity, with a speed of, I don't know the speed. I want to find the speed of the boat. I just let the speed of the boat be x kilometer per hour. X kilometer per hour. Okay, I assume that the water current also goes this way. So the water current will be 3 kilometer per hour. Now, how do we find the time taken? Do you still remember this one? DST. If we want to find the time taken, we need to take the distance divided by the speed, right? Okay. Now, since that the water current is moving the same way as the direction of the boat move, so the speed of the boat will become faster. Therefore, this way, the speed will become x plus 3. The speed will become x plus 3. Okay, and the distance is 24. So 24 divided by x plus 3 will be the time taken for this direction. And when the boat go back, now you will notice that when the boat go back, the movement, the direction of the boat is actually against the direction of the water current. So the speed of the boat will become slower. Therefore, now still 24 kilometers, but this time it will not x plus 3, it will be x minus 3. Okay, because the directions of the boat is opposite the direction of the water current. So it means that the boat go this way and the water current go this way because opposite, right? So it will make the speed of the boat become slower. Just now, the boat moved this way and the water current also moved this way. So the water current pushing the boat causes the boat become faster. Okay, now that's why this is x plus 3 and this is x minus 3. And these two will give us the total time taken for the to and fro journey, which is equal to 6 hours. I think the hardest part for this question will be the first step. Once you can form the equation here, I think if you do it carefully, you should be no problem to get the answer. Now, how do we find the value of x? You will notice that this is x plus 3, this is x minus 3. Now I'm going to combine these two fractions together. How do I combine these two fractions together? Because this is plus, right? I need to make sure that I need to change the denominator become the same first, then only I can combine these two fractions together. Now, here I'm going to multiply x minus 3, and here I'm going to do the same thing times x minus 3. And this is, I'm going to multiply x plus 3, and here also same thing, multiplied by x plus 3. Okay, but in the exam we don't have to write this one, is okay. Okay, not only 3 times x plus 3, not only 3 multiplied by x minus 3 is a whole thing, x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, let me show here. 24 times x minus 3, and this will be x plus 3, you need to put a parenthesis, remember, times x minus 3. How about this part? 24 times x plus 3. And here will be x minus 3. Remember to put the parentheses. And times x plus 3. Okay, is equal to 6. Now, do you notice that? Now, the denominator of these two fractions become the same. Then we can combine them together. 24 times x minus 3 plus 24 times x plus 3 over this whole thing. Since they have the same denominator, I just need to write one of them, which is x plus 3, x minus 3 equal to 6. Okay, the next step, I just need to do some expansion over here. 24 times this, you will get 24x. 24 times 3. Okay, so that's 72. Okay, this is negative 72, and plus here do the same thing, expansion 24x, and this is plus 72. Okay, so this x plus 3, x minus 3, you should remember this. If you have a minus 3, sorry, not a minus 3, a squared minus b squared is actually equal to a plus b times a minus b, right? Therefore, this one, we actually can change it become x squared minus 3 squared. Okay, the 6 I will just copy first. Now, this is negative 72, this is positive 72. Eventually, these two will actually cancel out each other. Now we left 24x plus 24x is equal to 48x. 48x. And this whole thing I'm going to bring up over here. X squared, I just copy x squared, and 3 squared is equal to 9. Now, same thing here, I'm going to do some expansion. 48x is equal to 6x squared minus 54. Now, I'm going to write this quadratic equation in general form. Move this over here. 6x squared minus 54 minus 48x is equal to 0. Now, if you want to use your calculator to help you to do the factorization here, you can just start using your calculator to help you. But here, I'm going to divide this whole equation by 6 because I want to make the number become smaller. Then it will be easier for me to do the factorization. But if you want to use a calculator, the number big is not a problem, right? Okay, divide the whole equation by 6. Okay, let me rearrange it in this form. Now you notice that the number becomes smaller. It's easier for you to do the factorization. Since now the number becomes very small, you don't have to use a calculator. You also can do the factorization, right? So this is x, this will be 9, 1, minus, plus. Okay, let me double check. Okay, correct. So from here, we know that x plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 9 is equal to 0. And this is x is equal to negative 1, not accepted. This is x equal to 9. So our final answer, the speed of the boat, let me write over here. The speed of the boat is equal to 9 kilometers per hour. Okay, this is the answer for question 9. Now, let's go to the last question. Question 11. The diagram on the right shows a cross-section of a drain around the house if the shape of the drain is represented by the equation, this part. Y is equal to 1 over 5x squared minus 24x plus 700. We want to find the width of the opening of the drain. What does this mean? It means that we want to find the width here. Yeah. Okay, let me sketch a diagram for you. Now, this house wall, I'm going to use a vertical line, draw it over here. Okay, and the floor, like this. And the drain is actually here. So if I extend the line, it will be, okay, some Okay, it's not really smooth. Okay, let me redraw it again. Oh, okay, now this one nicer. So here, this part is here. Okay, now this is a equation that the function is, let me label it, this is y, this is x. Y equal to 1 over 5x squared minus 24x plus 700, right? Okay, so if I want to know the width over here, means that I need to know these two numbers, right? When I get this number and this number, I just minus, I will be able to find the width of the drain here. Now, on x-axis, y is equal to 0, right? On x-axis, y is equal to 0, this whole thing is equal to 0, 1 over 5x squared minus 24x plus 700 is equal to 0. So you can press your calculator if you want. So here I'm going to multiply the whole equation by 5 first, so that I can get rid of 5, no more fraction over here. So this will be x squared, 24 times 5, you will get 120, 3500. Okay, now since the number is quite big, I'm going to use my calculator to help me to do the factorization. Polynomial, then degree to 1, negative 120, and then 3500. Okay, press equal again, you will get 70 and 50. Let me write down this one first. 70 and 50. So when we write into the parentheses here, we write, if you see integer, the x you can just close to the parentheses here is okay. Positive you write negative, positive you write negative. Okay, so we know that x minus 70 is equal to 0, or x minus 50 is equal to 0. Then x is equal to 70, x is equal to 50. Now I know this is 50 and this is 70. So can you get the width of the drain now? No problem, right? The width of the drain. The width of the opening. Let me write this one. Of the So in the exam, if you don't have time to write so long, you can just write the width is okay. Now it will be 70 minus 20. 70 minus, oh sorry, not 20. 70 minus 50. So the answer will be 20 units. Okay, now let's go to the part B. The minimum depth of the drain, I think I will just cancel this one. We want to find the depth of the drain. It means that we want to know the distance here. The distance here. So you know, right? The minimum point or the maximum point will always pass through the... Okay, sorry. I mean, the axis of symmetry will always pass through the maximum point or minimum point, right? So if this question does not ask you the axis of symmetry, so let's say if the question asks you to state the axis of symmetry, it will be over here. Okay, this is the axis of symmetry, x equal to something. So how do I get this number? How do I get this number? This number is actually at the middles of the 50 and 70, right? So if you want to get this number, it's actually very easy. You take these two numbers, add up together, and then divide it by 2, you will be able to get this number. Okay, now, why do I need to get this number? Since the question does not ask us the axis of symmetry. I want to get this number because this is the x that I want to find, and by using this x, I will be able to get the y over here. Once I get the y over here, I will be able to know the depth of the drain. Okay, now So let me find x first. X 50 plus 50, this is b. 50 plus 70 divided by 2. So it will be 120 divided by 2. So it will be 60. Now, I know here is this point, this minimum point is 60, but I don't know the y. I want to find the y. How do I find the y? I just plug in the 60 over here and press the calculator, right? When x is equal to 60, so y will be equal to 1 over 5 times 60 squared minus 24 times 60. Okay, let me move this to the side. And then plus 700. So what is the value of y? 1 over 5 times 60 squared minus 24 times 60 plus 700. So you will get negative 20. Okay, so it means that the coordinate here is actually 60 comma negative 20. So this is negative 20. But the question is talking about the depth of the drain. It cannot be negative. So the depth of the drain, it will be how many units? This is 0, this is negative 20. So definitely we know that the distance between from here to here, which is the depth of the drain, is actually equal to 20 units. Okay, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.